Dude, I'm coming in hot.
You're so out of breath. You're untucking your shirt. You're like untucking your shirt. You're so. Well, it's funny. I bumped him to 445. So
Are you serious?
you got plenty.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Wipe your sweat off.
I could have.
You're ready. You're ready.
No, seriously. If he would have popped on, I'd be like, "Let's go." You right now. You are the most interesting person in the world.
My goodness.
While I'm like pit sweating in my church clothes.
The shovel falls down where the spirit calls, down where the earth it meets the bone. The mighty lay down where the women pray.
So we'll see if he messages back. But let me tell you about this guy. So you could imagine you're living your life. Things are going pretty well, I guess. But then you go to sleep one night, you're in your bed, you're oblivious to the outside world.
Okay.
And he backs his tow truck up to your car and he snatches it out your driveway and it's gone.
Yeah.
And the guy that we're talking to today is Repo Man Sam.
No kidding. So did you meet this guy when he was repoing your car?
No, he hasn't repoed my car yet, but he lives.
He's repoing somebody else's car. You're like, excuse me, my buddy and I have this podcast. I'd love to talk with you. Excuse me, sir. The other person's just crying. Don't take my car.
What's going on?
Oh, this is so cool.
Sam.
I can't believe this actually happened.
I know.
Man, I had to jump through hoops and downs.
Oh.
I couldn't remember my PIN number. I haven't used this computer in so long. Like I always use my one in my truck. So I had to go through Google and do a whole bunch of stuff to reset my PIN and all that.
Dude, you did it.
But you're here.
I'm here.
This is fantastic. Okay, so I'm Joe, by the way. Hi. You're Sam.
Sam,
right? Sam, I can see that. Sam, Rush was telling me a little bit that one of the ways in which he had interacted with you, and I didn't know about all this, but that you have this Instagram account, I guess.
I do.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, because he was just telling me. So tell me a little bit about this Instagram thing that you're doing and what, how it relates to you being a repo man.
I mean, it's really I really just record what I do for a living. I repo cars. I work probably 50 to 60 hours a week repoing cars.
Wow.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I get my kids every Saturday about 1:00. And if they have like my daughter plays basketball, so she has a game, I obviously go earlier to her games and stuff. But yeah, during the week, I'm pretty much a loner, man. I pretty much am at the house or working.
Tell us about what it's like. When I watch you, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for you. You seem a little bit nervous. You seem a little amped up. And I can imagine, like 11 years of experience. What has that been like? You had amazing experiences, I'm sure.
It's an adrenaline rush every time because you just never know what you're about to run into.
Yeah.
I've been shot at a few times.
What? Are you for real? Hold on a second.
Stop.
You've been shot at?
There's one video on there that it's on there. It's like one of my first videos that I put on there that actually got me going on there. Is a guy, I was kind of laughing because he was chasing me.
He came out. Came out of his house, or is he out? This is at night.
He was in another vehicle and like pulled up to my vehicle. Pulled up like I was repoing this car, kind of like what you just said. It was an apartment complex. I pulled it out, dropped it, and I was going around to the front of it. He pulled up in another like old beater car, and he just got out nonchalantly, and I didn't even see it. But when he got out, in his waistband, he had a gun, and I didn't even see it.
Oh man!
And so I like grab the car, and I start rolling away, and he starts running down the road. And then I saw him pull the gun up and point it. And when he pulled it up and pointed it, I was like, you can just see my face go white.
Oh my goodness!
Like, oh, here we go. And then you just hear pow, he popped. And I don't think he was shooting at me, but
it's a warning shot.
It was enough to put me into shock. put it to you that way. I was in shock. Like my life was flashed before my eyes. I was crying after it was all said and done. Thinking about my kids and thinking about, here I am, out here just trying to make a buck, and my life could have ended that quickly.
Was that something that your career counselor in high school said, you know what, you'd be really great repo guy, maybe work at a grocery store, maybe be a military Navy SEAL, or a physician? Like how does one become, and is it called a repo guy?
Well, let me ask you that in there, Sam, how old are you?
I'm 35, I'll be 36 in November.
So you've been doing this for like 10 or 11 years.
Yes, this is my 11th year doing it.
So so how did you get into that?
Well, I was in an AA meeting, and a guy came in, and he was struggling really, really bad, just trying to get clean. And for whatever reason, I took a liking to him, and I went over to him after the meeting was over and got to talking. And they had this position open where you just drive a car around, and they call them a camera car, and it just scans plates. It's scanning every license plate it goes by, and if the car's up for repossession, it'll let this computer inside the car know this car's up for repo. And it'll give you a number to call the lien holder on the spot. So we'd call the lien holder and get the order repossessed emailed to me for that particular car. And he was like, man, we really could use you if you'd like to try it. And prior to that, I had gotten in a lot of trouble as a kid. Didn't really have any. I was in college, and in college I got in trouble for selling drugs as a kid, and didn't have anything worthwhile that I could make money. In the near future or in my sight. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. He told me how much money they made. That was quadruple what I was making at the time. So I got into it. I started helping him. He started helping me kind of that way. And about 6 months into it, they had an opening for the truck, and he recommended me to get into the truck. And I was the youngest one in the company to get into a truck. They put me into a truck and gave me an opportunity, and the rest is history.
Now you had mentioned the meeting. How is that meeting community? Because I assume when most people talk about the meeting, they're talking about AA. Is that what you're talking about?
I am AA.
Now, so talk to me a little bit about that. How was it helpful to you? And tell me a little bit about this community.
Well, for me, as a kid, I really think it started off like I just never felt a part of. My parents got divorced super early on in life, and it was a terrible divorce, like terrible divorce. And so when I first found alcohol and drugs in general, I got some relief because I just never felt a part of anything. So I got some kind of relief. I could dance better. I could talk to girls better. I could do everything better.
Wait, hold on. You can dance better?
Yes, absolutely. In my own mind, it is.
Yeah. What's your baseline? What's your baseline dance skill level? Are you a B? And you're going to A or
no? Sam totally answered it. It was the best. He said, "I dance better in my own mind."
That's it. In my own mind, everything's better. In actuality, it's not.
Oh man.
I that kind of, I appreciate that, because he said that. I go, wow, is that really? But I think you're saying but you were just saying that using gave a sense that who you were, or the things that you were wrestling with, and who you were, and the hurt of that it gave you a different place to be. Am I hearing that right?
Absolutely. It's just an ease of comfort, man. Like I just always felt like I just didn't fill in or fit in with anywhere. I played on numerous basketball teams. I had numerous girlfriends along the way, but I never felt like I had any kind of like love for myself, for one, at all, period. And it didn't matter what anybody told me. You could tell me, I mean, if I go scored 30, 40 points in basketball, it didn't matter. I still always focused on the negative. Always looking at the negative parts of life and myself especially, and just never felt good enough for anybody, really. And when I picked up that drink or drug, it just changed everything. And that was at the beginning. At the end of it, and I say the end because it's a lifelong battle, man. I just recently got back into AA and got sober February the 7th of this year. I
Good.
had
Good for
like
you.
3 years sober, and COVID hit. And when COVID hit, that gave my mind an opportunity to go hide and run from everything. And I did. I ran and hid for, like I say, almost 3 years, three and a half
Wow.
years. And it got gradually worse. It always does for me. It's never just like jump off the cliff bad. And for me, always
Sam, can I ask you what when you talk about worse and at the end of it, what is that? What did that feel like for you?
For me, it's isolation. It's complete and total isolation from everyone. Not letting anybody know where I'm at, mentally, physically, or spiritually. Um, it's doing anything to serve myself all day long. Running the show completely. There's no God consciousness. There's not letting everybody's at arm's length, and a lot of people are further away from that. It's a show all day long. It's a show, really. I'm just putting on so I can get alone, and when everybody leaves me alone, I go back to that. Monday through Friday was much like that. I would work, and in the middle of that, in the middle of working, I mostly was smoking pot all the time, like all the time. Like that's the easiest one to hide. So I just smoke pot all the time, throw Clear Eyes in, and keep it moving. And then it just got worse. Drinking turns me into definitely a loner. Definitely, I can't just like go out and drink around people and do that. It's just not me. It's total hell. It's prison out. It's prison, but you're not locked up. You're prison of the mind, prison of the spirit. Physically in prison because I don't want to leave my house. I want to be around anybody. And so when I'm not doing that, I got left with when I at the end of it, what it became was just complete and total isolation. Monday through Friday, complete and total isolation. Friday night, come home, wake up Saturday, try to withdraw and go through as best I can before I get my children. Get my children and put this this smile on and make sure everything's okay and not they don't know anything. And Saturday, Sunday, I'm with them, and it usually was a lot of just resting and chilling. And then when they go home, man, like I literally would drop my daughter off last usually. And when I dropped her off, like I would watch her walk into the house and I would just start crying. Like every single week, I would just be crying because I knew what was about to come. I knew what was coming down the pipe. And that torture over, 3 years of doing that got me to the point where it was either I was going to get sober or I was going to off myself. That's just kind of where I got to. And I chose the opposite. I chose to pick up the phone and call my sponsor from AA and just, emotionally broken and, just let them know where I was at. And the wild thing about it is this community of AA people, they were the first people that I found that actually didn't matter who I was or what I was. They loved me no matter what. They loved me. And they cared about me, and they didn't care what I believed in. They didn't care what I didn't believe in. They care what I had done. They just showed an outpouring of love no matter what and willingness to help me even when I wasn't willing to help myself. And so throughout these 3 years, my sponsor would come by my house and leave notes on my truck and leave notes on my car and be like, man, please call me. I love you. I'm willing to help you. I know what's going on. If you're not contacting me, I know what's going on usually. So that's what I did when I dropped her off that last Saturday or Sunday. I called him and was just broken, crying. I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I need some help.
Wow.
And he immediately came over and picked me up, took me out to eat, and we went to a meeting, and I've been sober ever since.
Well, praise God for that, man. You're really talking about some really heavy details of your experience. And I think that is really helpful for anyone to hear. Because there are people that don't understand, and there's a certain stigma that comes along with that. But when you hear somebody who's been through that, really express and heartfelt, and not just heartfelt, but with understanding, you're talking in clear experiential terms that is easy for us as we're sitting here hearing your story to understand. It really is striking. It made me wonder too. You're really talking about moving from a place of isolation and darkness into a place that's brighter. There's community and support. So in your best moments, on your best days and weeks now, what do you think is the big difference in community? Obviously, you have your sponsor. There's a support group. Who else is in your life that really is making this difference and kind of helping to hold you together and keep you focused in the right direction? What's that like?
Yeah.
I have my mom and my stepdad. They've never given up, and it took a long. Like our family has just been. It's I wouldn't say genetic. I don't believe it's genetic, but throughout our lives, we lost my uncle to alcoholism. Her mother was a big alcoholic. It's in the family. So my mom's always known there was something going on, just didn't know what to do really. Nobody did really, and so my mom is a big proponent of love and happiness and help. My stepdad as well. All my friends, even my friends that I ran around with, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a crowd you run around with," and I could say that when I was early on, but all of my friends now, they know there's a problem. They just never gave up. They love me. They accepted me anyways, and they're always happy when I'm in recovery. They're always happy because it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's it's interesting you talk about one of these themes that you're talking about is love, and in particular unconditional love.
Right.
That there's a power in being the recipient of unconditional love, because it comes with belonging. That I don't have to be somebody, I don't have to do something. Right. That essentially that who I am, that someone would actually love, and to be able to give that unconditionally and invite belonging and relationship. I think in some ways that I'm I'm actually able to be known by somebody else, like what Rush was talking about, the ability to speak clearly and to speak truth no matter what it is. My ability to do that, to speak truth and to be known, is because I know unconditional love. I don't think anybody would be willing to say, right, like the reality of who I am, if I didn't know that there was someone or a place that I would still belong, even though somebody knew me. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm seeing, Sam. Like when you're talking about that, the brightness of what you're experiencing is you're going, wait a minute, I can be known and I don't have to go into isolation, because I have a confidence that I'm unconditionally loved by the community of which is moving towards me. I mean, am I in the ballpark? Am I hearing that right?
It. That's 100% it.
Man,
that's spot on.
That's power. I mean, that's powerful. So tell me about your kids, because obviously, right? I mean, again, what do I know? But I get a sense that if you've experienced that kind of unconditional love, your commitment as a dad would be to express that, right?
It sounds like you got two great daughters, right? You said that before.
I've got a daughter that's 11, and I've got a son that's almost 3.
Okay.
The reason, whenever I went into the whole relapse process, his mom was pregnant with him, and COVID had just hit, and so we're just sleeping one night normally, as we normally would, and she woke up and she had she was bleeding, and we didn't know it was like a lot of blood. So she went to the bathroom, was bleeding a lot. So we were thinking, oh, here comes a miscarriage. Okay. Like that's what we were thinking. Yeah. And so I took her to the hospital, and her water had broken already. And she was still she was only 4.5 months into pregnancy.
Wow.
So we ended up staying in the hospital in Rock Hill, which I was begging them to get me out of there as soon as possible, because I just had terrible experiences there and wanted to get to Charlotte. Yeah. And so we stayed there for a day and a half, got to Charlotte. Her water had been broken for 3 days, and she still kept him. And then they went ahead and did a C-section. So he was born, he was as big as my hand, like a pound. He was a little over a pound.
Wow.
And so we had a preemie in the midst of COVID, so no one else could come and see him. It was either me or her. That's it.
Hold on. You had a preemie in the midst of COVID?
Yes.
Wow.
So we were in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit, for like
Holy
4 months,
man.
almost 5 months after he was born. And through
Wow.
that struggle in there, it was like one day we would go in and everything would be good. The next day we'd go in and just touching him broke 3 ribs. The
Oh,
doctors broke him. We couldn't even touch him. He was in like this
oh,
incubator thing.
yeah.
And
Wow.
then after he broke the 3 ribs, he got pneumonia, trying to heal. So I mean, we'd go in there one day and they'd be like, "All right, he's doing good." The next day, like, he's not making it through the day. And then it was like off and on the whole time. And in the middle of all that, I'm like, I'm coming unglued. Like I'm coming
Yeah, I was going to
completely
ask you
unglued.
what was keeping you guys together, during that time, just personally together. But it's enormous weight, enormous uncertainty.
It was bad, man. It was really, really bad. It was hard. We both, obviously, she was in shambles, but I wasn't capable. I had already relapsed prior to him coming along. So it was very tough on me mentally, like mentally, spiritually. I was just gone. Like I would leave out of there and just question what was going on. Like, why am I even here? Why am I going through this all the time? Just driving around Charlotte, trying to get a break from it all, and then come back up there and try to be somewhat together. And I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't, man. I was on the edge for sure. And in the midst of all, back and forth, and she couldn't stand it. She couldn't be with me. I couldn't be with her. She's in the military, so she was going back and forth. And those weeks that she was gone, I would have to go up there. And I say I would have to go up there, but that literally is what my mind was saying, because I was not in any shape to go into a hospital and be around doctors and nurses and all that. But I pushed through it, and we had the masks on so I could like somewhat hide who I was or what was going on. But it was extremely tough, man. It was extremely tough.
If you can imagine life, I don't know, 10 years from now, what would you hope for? I mean, you've come from a really hard season. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
again, and man, thank you, by the
Mm-hmm.
way, Sam. I mean,
Absolutely.
just the courage and the beauty of the honesty of talking about your story, and even allowing Rush and I, that when we look at those 3 years, and even just recently, jumping back in and choosing sobriety and talking with your kids, just for whatever it's worth, just thanks. And I how would you, as you imagine sometimes about what life could look like 5, 10 years down the road, do you think about that as to what that could look like for you?
Yeah, I do. I think I think if you could ask me what would I want out of it, it would be to be in some way, shape, or form able to have some type of business to where I could help people that don't have any money
Mm,
get off of drugs and alcohol. Not
mm,
like the normal rehab facilities where you bill insurance, blah 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 blah. Because most people that are doing drugs and alcohol, or to the extent that I was, they don't have any of that help. That's not there's no way to get that help. So for me,
what
I
do you mean?
think
What do you mean?
the financial help. There's no, like, a lot of people feel like, oh, I need to go to rehab, yada yada yada. And I had been through a lot of those things when I was younger, so I kind of got the experience of how to detox myself, how to go through those things
Okay.
already. And there's a lot of people that are older than me or even around my age that are now falling into the addictions and a lot of the prescription pills, man. These prescriptions are getting a lot of people these days. But
Right.
how, just a way for people to come do just like what we're doing right here, be able to sit down and talk about it and be like, what's a plan? What's a plan to get me out of this, what I'm in right now? And I think that, like, the first couple of weeks or month is the hardest part. That's where people relapse the most, is because when you're detoxing and you don't know what your brain and your body's actually doing. You don't know what's going
Mm,
on.
mm,
And in that process, that's the darkest time. Like, that is the
mm.
darkest time for all of us that come through that situation. And if there was any way to even keep people for 10 days and let them get through that first 10 days without having to pay a dime, just
Yep.
people there pouring on love, pouring on, the facts of what's going on with your body, and be able to help you through those 10 days. Man, I think that's a huge thing we're missing in this world.
Well, Sam, I really hope that you're able to do that, because I mean, obviously, every time we do an episode like this, Joe and I don't know you. We're just getting to know you. But even the time that we've spent, like,
I mean, isn't it odd, Rush? It's like, I mean, Sam, I'm telling you, it's like we've just spent some moments together, but my heart is so endeared to yours. And I think it's because of your honesty.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how perfect strangers can actually have a genuine moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And anyways, it's interesting, Russ, when you're saying that, it just dawned on me. I'm like, wait a minute, I feel like I've known Sam for a long time, even though we've had a few moments together. But you were saying, Rush.
Yeah, I was just saying, for those reasons that Joe's mentioning, I hope that you're able to do that, because it's just obvious from the way that you talk. You are the kind of person that people who are struggling, in particular the way you've struggled, they need someone like you who has a grip on the struggle itself, has a grip on what it's like to come in and out of it and move forward, who is able to talk compassionately about it, who is able to see the kind of space that people need in order to make that forward progress. There's I wonder if maybe even your current work may end up flourishing into that some, because some of that I've learned this a little bit from a local business here that actually is a fried chicken place, but the whole business model is about transitional employment. And it's about helping people who are coming out of really tough, histories and problems. And the key to all of that, to their model of business, has been, we've got to give people some space. We've got to give them a chance to move forward. They're going to stumble. Joe was talking earlier about unconditional love. We're going to show you some love and give you some room, and give you a way to get momentum. I mean, that's what I think is so hard. I mean, your experience with, in particular, with addiction is really a human experience of escape. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And when you're in that mode, it's hard to get any momentum. One setback stops your momentum. And you have to kind of, like you've gotten into a lane where you've gotten rolling, quite literally, in your with your business.
I'm just gonna time out on that. That was so cheesy.
It's not cheesy.
Oh, it's totally cheesy.
Oh, it's a little cheesy.
I mean, because you were going in.
Cheesy.
You were going in. No, you were going in for the warm hug. I totally saw it. Like, you were moving in towards Sam, and you're gonna give the warm hug, and then you would have been rolling. I mean, no pun intended.
I try to be serious.
Okay, so,
I'm trying to be serious here.
Like, no, Rush, you were totally moving in for the big hug. It was awesome. I just want to acknowledge the fact.
It's a miracle that this thing ever works. Talk about momentum. I'm trying to build momentum. Give me some space, Joe.
No, go back to the hug. Go back to the hug, because I'm with you. I'm telling you. But you're saying that, the life's getting on a.
I just think, Sam, we're being genuine. Like, you are the kind of person that can really make a difference. And I think that's an awesome thing. I really hope that will be in the future as you've laid it out in your plan. And I'm going to make you a promise, Sam. I come through Rock Hill every now and then. And the next time I come through Rock Hill, I'm going to get in touch with you, and I want to meet your kids. That's cool. Then the four of us we're going to go eat pizza.
Yes.
And then you and I are going to go repo some cars.
Dude, I would love that. That's so great.
It's worth it. Is it worth it, Joe? It's got to be worth a flight. Is it worth a flight? That's expensive.
It's expensive, man. It's not worth the flight. It's not worth the flight. Don't do that.
Who knows?
All that. You want to know what just the thought of Rush in the truck with you, that's enough for me. I'll take that for a while.
I'm ready.
It's a rush for sure.
I am ready.
All right. Well, listen, until the next time, man. Thanks for hanging out today. It was good to be with you.
Thank you, guys. God bless you both, man.
Dude,
That was a good one.
Something else.
Yeah.
Wow. I just, it just goes to show that somebody who's on the backside of brokenness has a freedom to live honestly and in love.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and then this deep desire to care so that others might be able to experience what they've experienced. And I just like, I was, I just was overwhelmed by his clarity and his humility and the joy, the peculiar joy, and it's still rough, right? It's still rough.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it's still obviously
it's
still
not
a
like,
battle.
it's not like he's saying, it's not like he's saying,
battling
hey,
every
whatever.
day.
He's like, hey, this is reality, but there's a joy there because there's purpose. And
he highlights his experience, and even the way that we talked together today really highlights the value of that humility. You said it a second ago. You're coming through that. He comes out with this, just that humility puts you in such a position to be just open to people, willing to share your story, willing to understand and extend grace to people. I mean, what an amazing thing that he just wants to, people can say a lot of things when you ask them, what are the next 5 years of your life look like? And to say, I want to have a business that I can just help people move forward.
That was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, and it also, I know we talked about this a little bit, but I was so amazed by three guys, like, because we don't know this guy.
Right. Not at all.
How human beings have the capacity, when you show genuine interest, to be able to connect.
And what I loved about this in particular, and everything that we're doing here, is we're making a podcast, but it really is these conversations are
that's a real thing
beyond like making a podcast, like to do something cool.
No,
I mean, it is cool, but it's really like the cool part is just, whoa.
Yeah.
You just shared your life.
Dude, no joke. And it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to do what we're doing. And it just, it was cool. Love hanging out with you, man. That was fun. Thanks.
I do too. Episode 4 of The Most Interesting Person in the World releases next Friday. So subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The fall of man.